Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another map walkthrough. This is on Act 10, Radioactive Sunrise, which is my 10th mission of the zombie campaign. This map is fairly small, but it's pretty intricate and complicated, so this walkthrough is fairly long and intensive. It's like 2 minutes longer than the other huge journey map, and this map's like a fifth, maybe even a sixth the size of it. But let's jump right in, and let's do this. Humans, they spawn facing out in the street here. Now, I thought this street looked like incredibly good, and just like it really turned out pretty. I don't know if you can recognize, but I actually just kind of built that building on the left for my destruction tutorial on the fly, and I thought, wow, this looks good. I need to make a map around this. So I deleted the rest of the crap and I made a map. And that's Act 10. So all the humans spawn facing this way around a little like a tent with some supplies scattered around it to imply that there were people holding out there recently. Not you though, you just kinda came here. So there's a shotgun, a grenade launcher, and a sniper at the spawn. And you can head to the left, forward, or to the right, just not backwards at spawn. Or you can stay at spawn, I mean, best of luck if you do, but because the back route is blocked off by rocks and multiple kill boundaries from all angles. I'm pretty sure I show you all of them, so while I do that, leave a comment about how the HD PVR is looking, because I'm pretty pleased with this. I also fiddled around in my render settings a little, made it a little bit better, so that's good. Put it back on topic of the map. There is a one spawn point I need to delete, so I can unhighlight this, hold on. There we go. Okay, so you can, again, the street is what I centered this map around, this street right here, because I think this looks awesome. Like, I'm really, really pleased with how this street looks, with the wreckage and both buildings toppling over on each side. Because this is supposed to be in, like, an industrial area, that's why all these buildings are really flat and really, like, expansive, large, like, warehouse sizes. Because I'm trying to imply, well, not even imply, I'm just saying, well, I can't say things through map. God, okay, I got off track there. This is supposed to be in an industrial district because of the architecture. So then you head down the street and you get a few guns. There's a shotgun with more spare ammo further down the street. However, the street is an extraordinarily dangerous place to go off of spawn. You go straight down it, because while it may feel open, these piles of rubble obscure your sight lines fairly well, and the zombies spawn with a straight, like facing straight down the street. So they're just going to see you and they're just going to go for you. So it's going to be intense, but if you can make it the shotgun and kind of hold them off and let your teammates go ahead, it's a good strategy. And now I forgot this in the last episode, so while I'm poking around here, the backstory for this map, I'll do Act 9 also on that. So Act 9, you are on the run from a massive horde of zombies, and there's a nuclear bomb en route, and so you run across the city to get to a fallout shelter, or not even a fallout shelter, just an emergency shelter, which you'll have to make do for the nuclear conflict. Well, not even conflict, just nuclear option. Because, I mean, DC already got hit, and now the rest are coming back down on the surface, and you get inside, and then the world ends. So that's not good. But here I'm on the roof right now, and this path up that I just went up is fairly well covered. There is a turret here, but it turns out it's actually just for scenery. You can't actually use it in the game type because vehicle use is disabled. But there's a sniper sitting next to it. And then here's the zombie spawns. And this is like perfectly in line with the street. There's a pile of rubble in the way. If they just jump over that, I don't know if I do that. I capped this a little bit ago. Oh yeah, I do. If you just jump over that, you're gonna run down the street, like, and then the humans are gonna kind of get hit. They get caught by that little pile of rubble there that kind of blocks things off. But yeah, the backstory for this map is after the nuclear war, you are skirting along the outside of the destroyed city that you were in before, and you are in an industrial district when whatever surviving horde there is senses your presence and comes to attack you. And they're a little bit faster and a little bit stronger for whatever reason. Their radiation or something happened. But yeah, anyways, this area is pretty common to hold out in. I mean, you feel pretty safe up here because there's like a wall. There's walls on both sides. It feels like you're kind of boxed in. That's, of course, an illusion because there's a ton of ways up, but whatever, you know. Whatever suits you guys to hold out. So this is another ramp down. Then there's another ramp down / up. I don't know why I said just down, because you can use it both ways. That was dumb, but whatever. So then up here we have one of my favorite parts of the map is this big just pile of rubble. It's just this giant heaping stack of like mangled metal and like concrete and stuff. Of course, I used forged pieces and rocks, but that's what it's supposed to be at least. That's what I had in my mind when I built this. This is one of the like first things I built on this map, besides that structure I'm about to jump onto right there. Because I just thought, rubble looks cool. What can I say? And so it's a really awesome feeling. You just feel amazing when you're like climbing over this stuff and shooting at zombies, and they're like, oh god, it's hard to describe, but it's awesome. There's a little soft kill in that corner though, so you can't camp it. And then right here, I'm actually not sure. I tried, there wasn't enough to put like a collapsed roof there. I ran out of resources, so instead I put like a kind of storage room here and had this roof tipped over. And then you can head around past the tipped over roof. There's a little room, or collapsed. I wouldn't say tipped over, it's collapsed. And head inside this little complex right here. There's a rocket launcher and a magnum. In the gameplay video you saw, I sprint directly for the magnum and grab it and do pretty good with it. I think I get like 3 kills and then I die. And that's pretty good for me, so whatever. Yeah, there it is. And whiz in this room, there's one entrance right back there that I just aimed at. There's actually another ramp right here. It's kind of hard to see from the spawn because there's this big pile of rubble that it kind of blends into. But it's there. And there's that little piece of cover there in case the zombies need cover, attacking it and getting up. Yeah, this area. Oh, and this little corner right here, it sinks back a little far. There is a soft kill right there that kind of runs, like where I just walked. Just so you can't sit back here and camp. So that soft kill, kind of like within the damage radius of that grenade, is a fair statement. So then there's just more rubble and tipped over tables and crates and such. And here is another way into it. It's a ladder. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it if you've seen my other videos, but if you're new, you just step inside, start mashing jump, and you head up. That's it. And that's another way up. And so then we're back at the human spawn now. I've shown you 2 ways, I think. Yeah, I've shown you the street and the building, so let's head to the other building on the ground level. There's a DMR on the way into this one. Of course, it's not really the most powerful weapon in here because our lines of sight are fairly short. This area is, it's a double-edged sword, because this area does not get trafficked very heavily in custom games. Everyone likes to head straight down the street or up into the other building and take the high ground. And no one really goes back here, so this area isn't very trafficked, but your sight lines are really short, and there's a lot of ways in here, so I wouldn't recommend holding a lot of people, like your entire human group like collaborates, but if that happens, then you could just hold out anywhere without much trouble. Well, with trouble, what am I saying? But yeah, there's 2 entrances to the street, this street. 3, I'm sorry. There's one there, one back at spawn, one kind of in the middle. And then there's all this, these columns and pieces of rubble everywhere. There's this little blocked off thing. I just didn't want the door to be open. I wanted to make things a little risky. So then we head around here and you've got the nice railing pattern for the framework of the buildings, which is something I really try to do architecturally, is add framework mostly, and then like occasional walls, but mostly framework. That's what I was really aiming for. But yes, this walkthrough is wrapping up. I thank you guys for watching. Signing out.